I brought visual aids. Now, many of you know me, know that I own an insurance business, and so I'm used to standing in front of a room like this and talking about insurance, and if that was the appropriate thing to talk about right today, I could sell you insurance all day long, but I'm not used to standing in front of a group like this and talking about myself. So Courtney asked me to speak, and so I've created a 3-hour presentation called The Book of John. Weight Watchers.
Which you'll do in about 15 minutes.
So, got some pictures here. This was me 13 years ago. Me, right here in the white shirt.
Wow.
I was turning 30. I was going gray. I keep my hair short now to try to hide that. I was trying to go away in the back. I had been to the doctor, and I had been diagnosed with high blood pressure. It was 185 over 105, and I was pushing 300 pounds. Here's another picture of me, right in the corner there. It's a little hard to see from the back of the room. I was wearing a 3XL shirt, and I was wearing a 44 waist pant. Today I'm wearing an extra large shirt, and I think they're mismarked, but I don't care. They're 34s. So here's another picture of me as I was beginning my weight loss journey. And the reason I put it in here is I was really good with my outfits. When I was big, I was good at buying bigger pants with pleats and bigger shirts to hide the fact that I was a pretty chunky guy. And so when I was losing the weight, people didn't really believe that I was 300 pounds or almost 300 pounds. And so as I was going through my weight loss journey and as I got close to goal and I was telling people how much weight I had lost, it was a real surprise to them. But I had some things that really kind of drove home my need to lose weight. And one of those circumstances was that I had furniture break out from under me. I remember my mom had bought this beautiful wooden desk with a matching wooden chair, and I sat down in the wooden chair, and it broke out from under me. And that happened one other time in my life, and to this day, I won't sit in a delicate-looking piece of furniture. My bookkeeper, we just moved into a new office, and my bookkeeper brought in this really nice antique chair. It's a delicate-looking thing, and it's right next to her desk where someone can sit next to her and talk about whatever we need to talk about. I won't sit in that chair to save my life because I'm still scared to death that that chair is going to give way out from under me. And I also couldn't fit into an airplane seat. I was the guy you didn't want to sit next to because my body, rear end, would bleed into the next seat. So that was some of the reasons that I lost the weight. That's one last shot of me. I just wasn't a happy guy before I started losing the weight. And here's another before picture that I put in here.
I'm up next,
No, there really is a purpose for why I put that in there, because 13 years ago when I joined Weight Watchers, I thought that I'd look like him when I was done. And in order to look like that, you got to have some pretty good genes. I mean, not like the jeans he's wearing, but actual jeans. And so it was really an eye-opener and a part of my process as I went through Weight Watchers to realize that that's not my goal. My goal is really to be healthier and to lose the weight and just to be a healthier person. So in the materials that Courtney gave me when she said or asked me to speak, she asked me to talk about a few things like what worked, what didn't work. For me, over the past 13 years, and we're just really learning how to do this 360 program, so I've kind of experienced most of the different points programs over the years. For me, it's been weighing and measuring and calculating points. I've never been able to get my head around the core programs, and I know there's a new name for it now. I've just kind of la-la-la'd that out of my head because, I'm not a sensible meal type of guy. It's got to be weighed and measured and accounted for appropriately, or it's just not going to work correctly for me. But one thing, Katie was my Weight Watchers leader for a number of years when I first started this journey, and there was a meeting subject, and I can't remember how many years ago it was, that talked about natural disasters. And I don't remember what time of year it was, if it was during the holidays or after the holidays, but it's really a meeting subject that ought to be dusted off. For me, I'm really good at natural disasters, and the message behind it was that if you've plowed your way through the holidays or plowed your way through a vacation or a cruise trip, that don't quit Weight Watchers because you gained a few pounds. Get back on the horse and fix the damage that you did. I'll give you a great story from me and how, even though I've been doing this for so long, I still have some pretty serious natural disasters. I love to take cruise vacations. In my line of work, my cell phone always rings 24 hours a day. And I feel like I just need to leave the country in order for my cell phone to not work. And so I take cruise vacations because you do leave the country, and you could have a conversation on a 900 number cheaper than you can use your cell phone on a cruise ship. So I turn the phone off, I lock it in the safe, and I can actually disengage for a few days and have a vacation. Princess has this wonderful new thing called the chef's table. And they give you a tour of the kitchen. And at the end of the kitchen tour, they take you to a corner of the kitchen where they've set up a table, and they give you a glass of champagne that never quite gets empty because there's always somebody who's filling it back up the second you take a sip out of it. And they feed you appetizers of different things that the chef has proudly made for you that day. And we're not talking amuse-bouche things that are the size of my thumb. We're talking palm of my ham-sized appetizers. And there's about half hour, 45 minutes of that going on, which all the stuff they gave you, and it was an unlimited supply, really could have been a meal. And then they take you out into the main dining room and they set you at this beautifully done up table, and they serve you a 6-course meal. And we're not talking dessert plate size, we're talking 18-inch across, big honkin' plates of overloaded food. I was the only guy at the table who finished every one of those 6 courses. I mean, I'm talking lick the plate clean, finished every one of those courses. But what I learned from Weight Watchers, and voices came back into my head, is at the end of that meal, I actually said out loud, this is why I need Weight Watchers. Because I had finished every one of those plates. I had probably eaten 2 weeks worth of points of food in that one meal. I mean, not only were they feeding us food, but every course was paired with a glass of wine appropriate for the food that was being served. And that wine glass never got emptied. There was always somebody filling that glass back up. So, natural disasters, I'm great at them. And I know everybody in this room has probably had a natural disaster of their own. And I guess the message from that meeting and the message today is, if you have one, come back to the meeting. Remember Weight Watchers. I came home from that cruise, I gained lots of weight, and I got it back off. I'm a terrible speller, so if I spelled that wrong, don't laugh at me. But patience and persistence. I've been doing this for 13 years. There's lots of people who have probably joined Weight Watchers and quit Weight Watchers, and I guess technically I quit Weight Watchers, but I kept showing up here and standing on the box and watching the scale go up and down. But my Weight Watchers journey, if I let you see my the graph that you created online of my weight loss, you'll see it go down and up and down and up. I get real close to goal, not quite get there, and check out mentally. And I did eventually get to goal, and I'm a lifetime member of goal. And I would argue that it's harder to stay at goal than it is to get there. But one thing that has become very important for me is exercise. And it doesn't have to be everybody's part of the journey, but for me, exercising and doing weightlifting and running and different events that I've done, it really has become an important part of my personal weight loss journey. So we saw the hot shirtless guy a minute ago. I hate this picture, but this is kind of my hot shirtless guy picture. And the reason I hate this picture is you can see, if you're up close, and it's a little hard to see in the back of the room, but you can still see the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company spare tire that's around my midsection. But that guy that was shirtless there, he's probably all show and no go. I'm all go. This is tough. I've done and earned 2 orange headbands from Tough Mudder. This is me about halfway through one of them. I had just completed what's called the Funky Monkey, which is a series of greased up monkey bars that you kind of have to climb through or go swimming. You can see I'm wet in that picture, I had gone swimming. Tough Mudder is 10 miles on the side of Mount Snow, and anybody who's ever skied on Mount Snow probably knows it's a wonderful mountain to ski down. It's a bear to climb up, and the evil people that created this event had figured out every which way to make you continue to go up and very few times to come down. So I'm pretty proud of being able to do those events. They say it takes a village. You need the support of your family and the support of your friends. This is an event I did just this last year called Men's Health Urban Athlon, and that truly was a half marathon Similar to Tough Mudder, not only did you have to run the distance, but you also had to do another 30 obstacles. But these are friends that I've made. This is my friend Sue right here. The two of us go running all the time. Actually, I got a phone call just a few minutes ago. We're going to do a spinning class together on Monday. And this is my friend Greg. He's a good friend of mine, and actually has become my personal trainer. I've been blessed with the financial ability to be able to hire a personal trainer, and that has really helped me maintain my goals. But this Urban Athlon event was fun, and one of the neat parts about it was that we were able to, we were required to do stairs in Citi Field in New York City. And it's a 12-story building we had to climb up, and then they had us do about 10 sets of stairs in the nosebleed section of the stadium, then head back down. Then we cut through the locker room of the Mets locker room, and then through the dugout and around the outfield of the ball field. And that was pretty cool in this event. I'm going to do this one again next year. So we're back to Tough Mudder, and this is kind of like a message moment here. You can see in the background a little drawing that kind of looks like Mount Everest. This obstacle at Tough Mudder is Mount Everest. It's a 35-foot high, plus or minus, curved wall that you have to run like hell at and try to go up that wall, catch yourself at the top, or be caught by somebody who's already up there, and then fling yourself up over the top. And this material is slippery, just to make it even more interesting. I went at it 4 times, I couldn't make it. I'm going to do Tough Mudder again this year, and I'm going to get over that wall come hell or high water. But you know, a weight loss journey to some people can be a Mount Everest, and I felt like it would be a Mount Everest. I never thought in a million years I would get 60 pounds off and keep it off, but it's possible. And you know, Mount Everest can be climbed. Mount Everest can be survived. And those of you who have known me for a long time have often heard me joke that I want to become a Men's Health cover model. So ladies and gentlemen, I am. This was given to us when we finished the Men's Health Urban Athlon. I'm wearing my finisher's medal, and they took our pictures and sent us home with a cover shot of Men's Health magazine. So that's my presentation.